Prep round 2.
What's up, YouTube? Nihilist Nico, back at it again with another banger video.
This guy cheating on his diet. He's cheating on his diet right now. Boom, more chicken and rice.
It's chicken and rice.
Chicken and rice with all that sauce and shit.
We just did the show. First place, baby. Picture right here. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna edit in pictures and do like the sound effects, so it's like Vine, like.
That would go hard. But right now, nothing's happening.
No, it's kind of funny because it's like nothing's happening.
Yeah. I'm almost so sweaty.
Dude, I look really hot right here.
Yeah, you do, and I look like a sweaty mess, bro.
I'm bad. Shorty bad. Yeah. Anyways, first bodybuilding show.
Second bodybuilding show, I thought. This is about to be your second one coming up.
No, but we're talking about the first one right now. We're talking about the results.
I thought you already made the prep
Spoilers. I did the prep video. That was before the show.
Oh, I thought you already did the
post. Spoiler alert. Ruining everything.
Dude, he lost and then got molested by the judges in the back, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah, so I lost first place, as in won first place, in my novice class. And there was no true novice at this show for some reason. So I skipped right over it. True novice is like only people who have never competed. Novice means you could have competed, but you haven't won a show before. Oh. So in this show, they just grouped it all together. So the first time competitors and people who maybe have competed but haven't won.
Okay.
So I just skipped all that all together and I just won.
Just locked in.
Because I'm just a winner. I'm a wiener. You know it. We locked in. So yeah, first place novice class. And then I ended up moving on to open class because that's how it works, I think. I still don't really understand it. I just showed up and did whatever Mr. Coach Kenny told me to do. And then I ended up taking first in my open class as well. So I think that means, I think it was a qualifier for nationals. So I think that means a qualifier for nationals. But again, I don't really know anything. I just stood up on a stage in my little chonies and flexed my muscles a little bit, and the judges thought my hamstrings looked good like that. And they were like, yup, move him to the middle. So it was an experience for sure. Especially getting the tan. I walked into a room, just a bunch of guys with socks over their and yeah. Then I had to put a sock over my and then I had a lady spray tanning me. It wasn't weird though. It was just like locker room, you know, like she's professional. Shout out Protan. Hashtag like and subscribe Protan. So that was the first thing we did in the morning. And then I got me a inflammatory cheat meal day of show. Had some pancakes, pankakis, some maple syrup. Like these 3 fat pancakes, but I only had like half of it, right? So like 1.5 pancakes and then 3 eggs. Diet Pepsi or Coke or whatever it was. Same thing. That was meal 1. So then hour or 2 pass. You know, the fit model girls go up first. Then you had the open guys or the men's physique. I forget the order. And then classic physique was up. I might have skipped one, but classic physique, and that's what I competed in. The masters went first, so 40 up, I think. And that was Mr. Coach Kenny. He was competing too, so he went up. He looked awesome. Then it was time for me to go up. So we're backstage pumping up, using the bands, doing the thing, freshening up the tan, lubing up, oiling up, and then we all got on stage. I got bored recording yesterday, yesterday. So we're back today, tomorrow, yesterday, today, to keep talking about the show. Where did we leave off? Yeah, we're pumping up to get on stage, right? I haven't really been nervous at all up to this point, because like I've been in front of crowds before, never really been bad at like, you know, putting on a presentation, like public speaking, that kind of stuff. I'd say it comes a little more natural to me compared to a lot of people. So, I'm talking to a freaking camera right now. That was weird at first too. That's like harder than people. But it was at this point, like right when we're pumping up, definitely started hitting me. Got a little nervous. Like I'm feeling in my stomach, I'm anxious, and my heart's beating. But like in a good way, right? It's like some good anxiety. I'm hyped. I'm feeling good. But it's also a little bit of that, like, oh crap, it's happening. Oh, it's real now, right? And then right before I go on, like I'm lining up, feel good, right? So step 1 before they go into the judging, we do like a little mini routine. So it's like, oh, go do a little freestyle posing, and then come back out, right? So it's like to present you to be like, oh, here's number 75. I think I was number 75. Nicholas Paramo. That's how they say my name. It's not how you actually say it, but that's what they announce. And then I go out. Coach Kenny, when he heard that that's what they were doing for the show, he's like, "Hey, just do like the first couple poses of your routine, and then just don't worry about it. That way you just hit what you know." Solid, right? So I did that. Go out, start your routine. It was cool. It was cool because I got to be like, okay, get a feeler of the crowd. Dope. Go back out. Okay, so now the last 5 people who just went out, or 5 or 6, however many it was, for our little half freestyle routine, whatever, to present each of us. We all, one at a time went back out. So then we won't go back on stage all together now. So this is where your judging rounds start. Okay, so we're all lined up. Pretty sure I start either at the end or very near to the end, right? So we're hitting our mandatory poses, which if you don't know what mandatories are, it's the main 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 poses that they're actually judging you on, right? We're hitting those, they call them out, right? You start right here, boom, they say quarter turn, so then you hit your next pose. They say quarter turn again, you hit your next pose, et cetera, right? And then that's when they started saying, okay, number 75, switch with number whatever it says on his thing. So then you swap, right? So you walk out in front, you give the crowd a good smile. You're like, hell yeah, brother. It's part of putting on the show, right? It's like that subconscious, right? Like it's like a job interview. If you're over there with like no expression or you got a bad attitude or something, like they're less likely to pay any attention to you, look at you, want to be like, you want to call attention, right? So even if maybe the guy next to you has a better physique, but you're making eye contact with the judges, you're nodding your head, you're feeling good, you're smiling, you look like you're having a good time, they're more likely to pay attention to you, right? So I did know that, it's performance a little bit, right? But I did forget initially to look at the judges. I was kind of just looking out the crowd, right? But then once I started getting moved around, because I guess they still took a look at me. They're like, okay, this guy's got a better physique. Let's move into the middle. I remembered I was like starting to actually feel good. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm being watched here. Like who's talking to me? So I look down at the judges and I'm like, okay, now I'm feeling real good. I start looking down around and feeling good. So now that like smile I'm putting on is a lot more genuine because I'm actually like, holy hell, what is going on? I'm doing good. I went into the show with like no expectations, I know I've worked hard for this. I know I look like I lift, right? But there's some incredible guys around with good competition. I was just there to have a good time. I was just there to show myself. If you guys ever watched some of my old videos, you saw how out of shape I was at some points. I was just there to step on stage to say I did it. I wasn't expecting no medals, no prizes. So getting moved up at all, doing good at all at the show, I was like, this is incredible, right? I was mind blown. I felt good. And yeah, so it was just a genuine smile. And all of a sudden I'm getting moved to the middle, which means they're looking at you for first place. I don't think it necessarily means you've got it, right? Because maybe they're just trying to see you next to the second or third place guy. But I held the middle. So that means they didn't want to move me out of it. They're like, oh, this guy stayed in the middle. So then I'm like, holy crap. Did I just win? And then we're getting off the stage and I'm like in disbelief. I'm shocked. And because I won, I guess they didn't announce the winners yet, but I won that class. Then you go up for another round of posing, of judge poses, and you do it all over again. This time against a whole new group of people, right? And same kind of thing. I think this time I started in the middle because I had just like ended in the middle and I was the last one to go up to pose. But I held the middle the whole time. They were moving other guys around, and then I just stayed right put. I feel like this was my show-winning pose because some of my strong points in my physique, like weaker points, maybe chest, arms aren't super dense, but my hamstrings, they're pretty solid. Good hamstrings. I have these weird knots in the back of the right one. Kenny calls them old man hamstrings. And my lats are pretty wide. I'm short, I'm condensed, so the width, the X frame, I would say I got it. So when they told me to hit that back double bicep, they kept putting us back in it. So they kept saying, turn around, hit that back double bicep, hit that back double bicep. That's that pose right there. I probably put it up on the screen. Then there was this guy next to me. He was a super cool guy. I talked to him after, forgot his name, but dope dude. I think I hit him on Instagram. I think we got each other on there. But it was game time during the competition. He was trying to get the elbows behind me, get closer to the judges, be like, nah, look at me, right? I was just holding my ground. But it was really funny because they kept putting us back in that pose, and eventually the judges, because they probably tried to take a better look at it, and the judges kind of stopped it. They were like, hey, stop, turn it back around, get in your front, relax, right? And then they looked at him, whatever his number was, and they were like, number so-and-so, quit moving. They told him, stay put. And then they turned us back around. So they were like, in that back double bicep, quit moving closer towards us. So I think to an extent, I think it's fine to move your arms around a little bit, get a little closer, because you want to have your elbows a little closer to the judges than the guy next to you, so that you appear bigger, right? Because the closer you are, the lean back you are, that they're looking at you, right? So that's what he was trying to do. I think he had been moved away from second or third or something, but he was like, and I think maybe he knew I had him beat in the back double bicep, so he was trying to get that attention. That's when I kind of started knowing. I was holding the middle, and I was like, I knew this is my pose. Like, this is my stage right now. I was feeling good, right? Because they kept putting us back in it. So I made sure to really take my time, slowly went up and posed, and it's like they waited for me. It's like everyone else was already in their back double bicep, and it's like they waited. They were like, let's see this guy hit that one more time to secure that win, to make sure that's him. Boom, I hit that back double bi, and then they're like, okay. And then they say favorite classics again. So we turn around, we hit that favorite classics. For me, I did the, not the C-bum with the hand up, but I did like the other variation where you'll see it right there, boom, and then you put the bicep up, right? And then it was after that I think they said, okay, get off the stage, done. Yeah, at this point, so I pretty much, I won that group, right? I won that grouping because I'm in the middle. But what I didn't understand about the show yet, because I was all excited, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. I like posted on Instagram, and I like, guess who won their open class, moving on to finals. And what's funny is like, Coach Kenny, what he said was, he's like, hold your horses, you ain't won yet. Because I guess how it works is the winner of my grouping, they judge you and they take their notes, right? And they, something like that, against whoever wins the other open class, right? So I think there was one or maybe even two other open classes. And then all you guys get put up on stage, and then they present the medals to whoever they think won overall between those classes. I had already posted, I was like, oh, I won. And luckily, it turns out I do win, right? So the winners of the other classes ended up getting third and second, and they ended up giving me first. So luckily, it wasn't an embarrassing moment where I had to be like, oh, my bad, I misunderstood. I actually got second. So that was good. I didn't have to take down my post or anything. There was no last round of judging. I think I'm saying something wrong about this. I think there was one last round of judging. I'm just like totally forgetting. And then they announced the winners. Yeah, I think I had posted that, and they bring us out for one last round of judging, and then they bring us back off stage again, and then we line up one last time. This time we're lined up to the side, and this is where they're presenting the medals, right? So I'm standing there. They say in sixth place, number whatever, this name, and they bring them out. They say in fifth place, this guy, right? And then I'm the last one there. And I'm like still in disbelief. Like part of me, like I know that I got the first. Like I'm like I know it, but I'm also like I can't believe it. I'm the last one to be called. Does that just I didn't win? I didn't get a medal. There's no way. And then they say in first place, and I'm like cracking a smile. And I'm like, no, they're not doing it. They're not doing it. And then they say my name, they number, whatever. They call me up. And honestly, I forgot to mention, I can barely even hear anything. During the judging rounds, it was pretty funny. Like the microphone's loud, the cheering's loud. Like there's so much going on. I have no idea what poses they're even calling out. So I'm like kind of trying to keep an eye on the guy next to me too. Like for my peripheral vision, I see which way they turn. So I start turning that way too. And I'm like, okay, they're hitting the side chest. Cool, I'm gonna hit my side chest. And I was pretty smooth with the transitions, so I don't think anybody could tell. I taught people, nobody knew that I like had no idea which poses to hit. Well, I did have an idea because we don't practice. I know the order that the show usually goes in, but sometimes at the end of the judging round, they'll call out random poses, like not random, but out of the, like there's not a specific order. I could totally be wrong about that too, but yeah, so I wasn't completely sure all the time. Even when they announced me for first, it's like I had no idea really what was going on. The whole show I was clueless, but I walk up, big gold medal, put it around me, I'm in the middle, I'm looking around, everyone's cheering, I'm like, what the hell? So they say, and then they're like taking pictures, right? And then they're like, all right, winners, hit that front double bicep. So we put it up. I got the medal on it. I'm big cheese, and I have a huge smile. And then it's not even a show smile anymore. I'm not like, haha, like I'm posing. Like I have the most authentic, genuine smile. I'm trying to breathe. My pose, I don't even hit it right because my gut's sticking out because I'm like breathing. There's so much adrenaline pumping through my body. It was nuts, man. It was nuts. Man, the coolest part, I've been excited to talk about that. I've been waiting to talk about to later in the video is my fiance was competing with me. I think I talked about her in the last video, the prep video, but she was also competing in bikini. He was up after the classic physique. And the coolest part, man, was just getting to do that with her, like both of us, especially because she also won her novice class and she also won her open class, which is just crazy, man. It's like, we would have been happy with any result, but like going through the prep with her, I'm so grateful for her, man. I can't say enough good things. Come on. People always say, "Oh, don't go through prep with your girl. You can't handle it together." They don't know us. It's because they're not us. Maybe you can't go through prep with your girl. We did amazing. We went through it together. Such a fun experience. It was a good thing. It was a fun thing. And then doing the show, what a highlight to be able to do that together. And then both of us have our medals like that together, right? Just insane. What an experience. What a good memory. Even if I don't keep bodybuilding, which you heard the spoiler earlier, I got another show coming up already. Even if we don't keep after that, like, just what an amazing time, man. And I'm forever grateful to have lived at the same time, exist in the same universe as my fiance, and get to do all this with her. So she's the best. Anyways, circle back. I'm getting my medals. There's that clip of me walking off stage to her, do a big hug, you know, instinctively, but then we got our tans on. I'm sweating mine off already, so it's like, oh, we can't. You know, she grabs that picture of me holding the medal, and then that's when she goes up, goes through a similar experience as me, wins her novice, goes to her open class. She wins that one too, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Smash like for that one. Day 3 of recording because I can't record a straight YouTube video. It's hot. We're in Arizona, so it's always hot, but like it is hot.
Our beef is rotting.
We don't need to talk about our beef rotting.
Why not?
We're just gonna leave it in the air. We're not gonna explain. We're not gonna give any context. Our beef is rotting. Anyways, final thoughts to close out about the show before we talk about the next one coming up, since Sam spoiled it in the beginning of the video. Circling back, way back, you know, winning the open class, getting first place, by the way. I got to go do like the final pose down with the top 3, right? So that was really, really cool. I didn't even know that was a thing in these like smaller shows. I thought that was just like the Mr. Olympia guys. You know, we watched Mr. Olympia this last year for C-Bum's supposed retirement. We'll see. They always say that. And that was our first time, like we've seen clips and stuff. Like, that was our first time like really watching the Olympia or like any bodybuilding show, really. So, you know, that was cool that I pretty much got to do all the same stuff they were doing. But at this point in the top 3, I'm so gassed. I feel flat. I'm depleted. You know, the muscles aren't pumped up anymore when it mattered the most. But it was still such an awesome experience going up against these top 3 guys. Shout out to these guys right there. I'll put a little picture. Talked to the guy in the middle after. He was cool. Very graceful winner. You know, he took the overall, so I got second overall. And I mean, taking home the other victories was already enough. And, you know, the highlight going up against these guys, like,
It's a good word.
I mean, yeah, it's an honor, man. It's an honor, gentlemen. I salute you.
You went up against the big dogs and held your own.
The big dogs.
It's
yeah,
cool.
He's a big dog, man.
You could say it was, I don't know. What's the word?
Yeah, I don't know. He was a friendly guy, though. I mean, it was a short interaction, but, like, you know, we shook hands. I think I got him on Instagram, too. I'm excited to see where he goes from there. Shout out to you, man. And what else?
We decided to run it back.
We decided to run it back. Yeah, so Sam spoiled that in the beginning of the video. There's another show in 2 weeks from today. Mm-hmm. So from the end of the show, it's probably like, what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, the shows
about
are
a week.
3 weeks apart.
Yeah, so we're already cut, we're already lean. You know, maybe we cheat mealed a little too much, but nothing we can't bring back.
It was necessary.
We're just gonna run it back, and I think it kind of makes sense. It's a logical thing to do instead of having to go through a whole nother prep. You know, get it 1 and 2. We got our experience from the first one.
We got feedback.
Got feedback from the judges. Got our, like, we broke the ice. So now we can do a second one, see how we do. You know, whether we do better or worse, whatever, or about the same. It don't matter. We're gonna get that experience from 1 or 2, and then we'll take a good off season before
And get married.
Before we compete again.
We're gonna get married before we compete again.
Maybe we can.
We get married in 300 days.
We can call the wedding off to focus on our bodybuilding careers. Anyways, so here's a little banner for that next show. Little boop, little YouTube edit, and my phone's gonna overheat probably because we just turned off the AC in the car. We're just chilling in the driveway.
Let's go.
So this is Nihilist Nico signing off.
Subscribe.
Smash like. Rah!